Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has announced that Canada will cut back on the number of temporary foreign workers employers can hire for low-wage jobs. Trudeau made the announcement on the second day of a cabinet retreat where his team was hammering out their autumn agenda. It comes as Canada grapples with a rapidly growing population that economists say has put strain on housing and public services like healthcare. Well, at the same time, Australia has also announced that it's reducing foreign student intake, bringing down the number to 2.7 lakh per year. In a big move to contain the surge in migration, the Australian government has capped foreign students. It comes after the government more than doubled the visa fee for foreign students and pledged to close loopholes in rules that allowed them to continuously extend their stay in Australia. Well, to talk more on that, we also are being joined at this point in time with Varun Singh, who's an immigration expert, joining us here on NDTV. Thank you so much, Mr. Singh, for speaking to NDTV. How do we see this? What is the implication of this going to be on Indian nationals?
Yeah, thank you so much. This changes basically, this is not triggered overnight. This is a chain of reactions because of the lack of housing, the lack of facilities, the lack of jobs, and because of a lot of students migrating from India and Asian countries, and the changes in the students are allowed to work full time. So that has created a lot of gap in the market. Even in terms of the skilled migration, the government has the automated system for calculating the skill sets, the requirement. So they must develop, and they are developing the system where they can also calculate the number of intakes for students based on the opportunities and based on the market availability. Because of in the past, there are a lot of private and public institutions have issued a lot of student visas and even the embassies. This has created a lot of discomfort in terms of the local resident, and that's why the government has reduced the 35% quota this year. Also, there was one format for your bank guarantees to show your financial capabilities. So this year, the government has increased double in Canada. Even in Australia, they have increased it double. So there are changes, and these changes is because of the impacts of the policies which they have taken. And based on the policies, they understood that there is some clauses in the policies which they need to rework. Otherwise, the market in Canada and Australia, the job seekers, the students, they face a lot of challenge in finding a job, and because there's no availability, and because of this, there's a lot of distress and there's a lot of gap in the job seekers, and there's a lot of stress in the fresh minds of the students who fresh graduate. So this leads to a lot of depression, distress, and a lot of other challenges in which they're forced to go into a different trade and different trades of for maintaining their expenses.
Right.
And we come across this on a regular basis, because the changes, though our primary is for the investment, the students, we work for the submission. And we have seen that because of the fund and because of the policy changes, a lot of students, they have been suffering in Australia and Canada in the last 2-3 years, mainly for post-COVID after that.
Yes,
So,
we've been seeing that actually in the last few years. The situation seems to have been seriously affected, of course, both for students and workers. All right, I'm being told, Mr. Singh, that much time we had on the broadcast at this point in time. I'm sorry for interjecting there.